Welcome to Pisces Tarot, and I am your host, Mimi the Lightseer. Your business is my business. Today, we will dive into your business with a timeless relationship reading, which means it could be platonic, professional, or romantic. In this session, we will explore the overall energy of your reading, obtain cosmic insights to identify the topics, spill the tea on the energies involved, uncover the positives and the negatives while revealing the lessons that you need to learn, and suggest actions for healings and the best possible outcomes. Remember, this is a general reading, and you have found it when this message is needed. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. Remember, I am LGBTQ plus friendly, using pronouns for storytelling purposes. Lastly, please like, rate, subscribe, and comment. Let me know how this message is connecting with you. And without further ado, let's get into your business.
Hey, everybody. Welcome, beautiful souls. I can't even listen. I'm so tired of Mercury Retrograde. Beautiful souls. Hey. Good evening. Welcome. Welcome to Pisces Tarot, everybody. I am your host. I am Mimi Lightseer, and over here at Pisces Tarot, your business is my business. And oh, child, I think we're going to get into somebody's business today. Happy Lionsgate, everybody. Happy Lionsgate. We got Mercury Retrograde. We got new moon tomorrow. We got a bunch of energy going on. So I am telling you, when I feel like we're about to get deep into somebody's business, we definitely about to go there. All right, y'all. Now listen, before we start spilling the tea and pulling cards, I have quick and exciting announcements to make. We got new merch at the Pisces Tarot shop, so don't forget to click the links in the bio today and get yours. And if you're watching this back on the playback, it'll be down below, okay? Number 2, one-on-one personal readings are open again, but spots are limited, okay? So let me just let you guys know that if you want to book a reading, you can go ahead and book your reading at PiscesTarot.com. And number 3, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel and click that bell so that you will never miss a reading, okay? Love download, spiritual tea, any of the things, right? So let's go ahead and get to it. Hello to all of my guppies flowing in the light. Big old warm feel love to my global cousins that are coming from all over the map in the globe, y'all. Blessings to y'all. If y'all are new to the Pisces pod, go ahead and drop a star in the chat and we can go ahead and welcome you properly. But if you are a returning cousin, you know the vibes. Slide into the circle and give me a fish in the chat and claim your seat, okay? Because we just want to say hey to my guppies. I see y'all, all right? Now, let's give our newbies a warm and welcome and celebrate them to our spiritual circle, y'all. It's very important that we make everybody feel welcome, all right? So for those of you who may be new and may not necessarily know what to expect, here's how we flowing today, okay? We're going to start off with an energy cleanse, get some breath work and sound bowl cleansing and sound grounding, okay? Then we're going to get on over into the divine insights and the spiritual whispers and the messages that we have for you today. Then I will also get into the overall energy reading, look at the emotional undercurrent of what's happening and what's going on. Then we'll jump right on over into these tarot cards, and then we'll pull the themes and confirm of what's everything the spirit has said so far. Then we'll look at the clarifying nuances, okay, and pull extra cards to basically texturize what is happening, okay, make it make sense, basically. Lastly, we'll bookmark this with some closing thoughts, and I will send y'all with some final love from spirit, okay? Now, here's the thing, y'all, okay? I say this all the time. I'm going to say it again. This is about clarity and discernment, okay? Clarity and discernment. Now, let me tell y'all, before we pull a single card today, okay, it is so important that we pause because spirit made it super crystal clear that this message had to come first, okay? Let's talk about discernment, because everything, and I mean everything, is of spirit. Everything, okay? Every message you receive, every teacher you hear, every revelation that hits your feed, it is all being driven by something, okay? But not every spirit is of the divine spirit, okay? And whatever you choose to allow that to believe for you, that is your business, right? So make sure that when you hear it, you understand that it's coming from, especially if it's coming out of my mouth, it is coming from a genuine place, right? And not all insight is meant to lead you to freedom. okay, when we talk about these people. But when it comes from me, it is coming from a place of sincerity and enlightenment, okay? And that is so important that I have to tell you this, and I tell you this all the time. Listen, if it don't fit, you must have quit. Vacate it. Leave it alone, all right? We are living in a time of heightened spiritual warfare, and the dark world is busy, okay? It is very, very busy. Remember that the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And one of the most dangerous ways that it do that is through spiritual deception, okay? And it's not coming up with a pitchfork, but wrapping lies in lights, okay? So just be clear on that. That is so important that you understand that. And the goal is to keep you in spiritual bondage, okay? Confusion and fear. Stella. No, ma'am. I'm sorry, y'all. Try to put it on mute. So, sorry about that, guys. With that being said, okay, I'm not here to offer confusion. I'm here to offer you clarity. I'm here to offer you clarity, okay? And yes, I did cut my hair, Alvin. And just make sure that you guys understand that I'm not here to offer you any clarity. I'm not here to offer you any confusion, but clarity, and to help you release yourself of fear and manipulation, okay? And that's why discernment is so important. It's essential, okay? And I hate to give that disclaimer, but I felt the need to tell that to y'all today, so I needed to tell you that, okay? Now, knowledge is good, but knowledge without understanding can be weaponized, okay? And understanding without wisdom leaves us to vulnerable attacks that you didn't even know that you were under. So Spirit is telling you guys today, don't just gather insight, test it, okay? Don't just follow the vibe, check the source, all right? Check the source, all right? Let this be your reminder. Just because somebody tell you something, don't make it a fact, okay? But when it's coming from me, I wouldn't tell you if I was not led to say so, okay? Now, just because something resonates don't make it righteous, and just because it sounds spiritual don't mean it's of the divine spirit or any of the things, right? And just because somebody speaks with conviction doesn't mean that they get it from authority from the Most High, all right? So that needs to be said just so that you understand that when you come to this space, you are being invited to a higher level of discernment, and that level that allows you to observe without absorbing, okay? To receive insight with spiritual filters on, to trust your knowing and your inner knowing when the message is wrapped in glitter, okay? So you got to know that, all right? Now, I felt the need again to say that because it's important. I feel like a lot of people are listening to a lot of things, you're absorbing a lot of information, and it's not giving what it's supposed to give, right? And we've talked, if y'all been rocking with me for a long time, y'all know how I have shared my personal stories and testimonies about how these things can lead you down a path that is not of your greatest and your highest good, okay? So that is something that is not coming from me. When you come to this experience, that ain't it, all right? Lastly, this is not about fear, but this is about spiritual maturity, all right? So I want you to ask yourself, okay, what is this message producing in me? Does it feel like clarity or confusion? Is this my spirit or stroking my ego? All right. Now that's a whole mouthful right there by itself, all right? But I want you to say it with me as we get ready to get into this reading. I trust the voice of God within me, whoever God is for you, okay? Trust it, all right? I walk in clarity, not confusion. I protect my peace and honor my knowing, okay? Now, if that hits your spirit, I want you to go ahead and drop a bird or a dove in the chat and just type, I hear you, Spirit. Because I knew that this was going to be prolific coming into today, and I wanted to make sure that I verbalize that to you guys, all right? Today's energy is way too sensitive to be out here playing around, on this good day, all right? Now, let's go ahead and cleanse the space and get our mind, body, and souls ready. And before we dive into today's energy, so if y'all ready to get into this, I want to see those doves saying, I hear you, Spirit, and I want y'all to get ready for this. All right, here we go. Now, y'all kind of already got a taste of it, but as y'all know, every day before I get ready to do any type of reading, okay, I always take a minute to tap in. So I needed to say that to y'all. And I know y'all probably like, Mimi, here she go rambling. but I needed to get that off. Okay, I needed to get that off. So before we dive in deep, let's inhale peace, hold it, and exhale pressure. All right, here we go. Let's inhale clarity and release confusion. Lastly, let's inhale alignment and release whatever is not yours. Ooh, yes, that is it. That is it. That is it. Here we go, y'all. Divine Spirit, we welcome you in. Wrap this space in clarity, compassion, and clean intention. Let what needs to be said, said, and let it flow freely, uninterrupted and unhindered. Amen and I say. All right, now, y'all, let me remind y'all, this is a safe and sacred space, but it does get spicy. So if today's message comes for your edges, just know you're not alone. And if you're ready for Spirit to start cooking, go ahead and drop those cooking emojis, cooking emojis, cooking emojis. Go ahead and drop those cooking emojis in the chat, because here we go. Now, before I do any message, I always sit in with the energy and see what Spirit is telling me. And sometimes it's a dream, sometimes it's a vision, sometimes it's a song that I just can't stop hearing. And today, well, Spirit came through talking about the importance of understanding the difference between knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, right? And I said it backwards. It's knowledge, understanding, and wisdom, right? And we've talked about this over the past year over here at Pisces Tarot. But there is a huge difference in what knowledge is, what understanding is, and what wisdom is. But now we want to take it a step further and say the discernment piece, right? And many of us have knowledge. We know how to do something. We can do something very well. We may even have an understanding of what happens when you do or don't do it, right? But that doesn't mean that you have wisdom, right? You just know practical, tactical ways of getting things done. That doesn't mean you have wisdom. And it also doesn't mean that you have discernment, right? Now, what I mean by that is, so many of us go through our day-to-day lives. We know how to get to work, right? So we just get in our car. Most of the time you drive, you're on autopilot. You're not even paying attention. Some of y'all be zoning out. That's knowledge. I know how to get to work. I have an understanding of how to use, thank you, Spirit. I have an understanding of how to use my driving skills to get me from point A to point B. Right? But you got to have wisdom as a seasoned driver to not only drive for yourself, but to drive for others. Because as you're driving into work, you got folks put on their makeup, folks texting, folks scrolling Instagram, you name it, right? And you got to be able to have that level of understanding, okay, and discernment of when your spirit tell you, get off this highway right here, make a turn right here. The GPS tell you to go somewhere else, but your spirit is telling you to do something else. You got to be able to have that discernment to know how to navigate and be nimble when you need to do that, right? Everybody thinks that they have an idea about what their life is going to look like, what the relationships are going to look like, how these things are going to material, and the timelines. But nobody truly knows what that looks like. Nobody truly knows. Only Spirit knows what that looks like in totality, right? And sometimes Spirit may tell you to start on the path with somebody and may tell you to get off that path with somebody. And it may not make a lick of sense, but that's where discernment comes in, okay? And you can talk to whomever you want to talk to about it. You can consult with whomever you want to consult about it. You can even talk to God yourself about it, right? And sometimes you don't get a response because your spirit is telling you. Your higher man is connected and tuned in and tapped on at all times. It's telling you what to do. You got to have that discernment. right? So my point in saying all of this is that in this season, during this Lion Gate portal, during this Mercury retrograde, when everything seemingly is hitting the fan, and during this new moon cycle, I want you to think about what really is and is not serving you for your greatest and your highest good. And you need to do that step-by-step reflection and look at the people that are in your life, whether it's platonic or romantic, and start doing some real inventory and asking yourself, what is really causing you to stay in a situation? What are really the drivers? Are you afraid to be alone? Are you afraid to start over? Are you afraid of what people gonna say? Are they gonna think? Are you afraid of being a single parent? Are you afraid to being a divorcee? Like, what really is the driver? What is really keeping you in a situation? And don't say, because I love him or because I love her. That ain't an answer. I hate to tell you, that ain't an answer. Okay? We love our jobs. We hate going every day, though, don't we? Okay? We love our parents, but they get on our nerves. Okay? What is really the driver? What is really motivating you to be in a place, in a situation with your person today? You have knowledge of this person. You have an understanding of how this dynamic works. What is your wisdom and discernment telling you today? Okay? Applied knowledge. How are you applying what you've learned about this person over the years to discern and ascertain whether or not this person really is a suitable person for you? Are you staying in this connection because of what? I want you to really think about that and ask yourself, because only you know if you're really truly happy or not in this connection. Only you know if you really feel motivated and inspired to really stay the course with this person. And I hate to be morbid, but I put it to you this way. If your life was to come to an end abruptly today, would you be satisfied with where you spent your time? Would you be content with who you spent your life with? Or would you change it up because you know good and doggone well that you've been wasting the last X number of days and months and years with this person who ain't doing nothing for you? And when I say ain't doing nothing for you, I'm not talking about materially. I'm talking about the intangibles. Are they pushing you to make you be a better person? Are they encouraging you when you discourage and you feel like giving up? Are they showing up for you to defend you and your honor and your integrity when you're not even there? Okay? Are they challenging you to be a better person, a better human being? Are they teaching you? Like, there's so many other elements to what is required to be in a relationship and the responsibilities that come with it. And if you can't say that with a straight face and know your why, then it's time for you to reevaluate, what are you doing here? Okay? So we're talking about knowledge, understanding, wisdom, and discernment. All right? That's what we're talking about today. Now, I know this is about to hit real tough. All right? So I want you to definitely take what resonates with you and pause when it hits deep, and trust that if you found this message, you have found this message for a reason. All right? All right? So let's get into this overall energy reading and tap in. Here we go. Now, let's feel what's the energy underneath the surface. Spirit, what is the overall energy for today? The overall energy for today is exposed and revealed. Didn't I tell y'all? Exposed and revealed. Thank you, Creatively Aligned. Creatively Aligned says, this is a whole experience. Thank you. Thank you. That's my goal. Exposed and revealed. Okay, what did I just tell y'all coming into this? Before I touch the card the first, what did I tell you we gonna talk about? I want to see if y'all paying attention, because y'all might need your paper, pen, and notebooks. I said this is about knowledge. This is about understanding. Oh, I ain't even got my crown on. Y'all just let me get up here and leave my crown. I knew I was forgetting something. Anyway, this is about knowledge. This is about wisdom, understanding, and discernment. Not in that order, okay? This is about knowledge, understanding, wisdom, and discernment. Those are the 4 things that we're talking about today. And the overall energy reading for today is exposed and revealed. Now, I'm going to hold this up so y'all can see this real good. You see that eyeball being open? But when you look in that eye, what do you see? You see somebody naked, balled up in a fetal position. When you balled up in a fetal position, that is the most vulnerable position you can be in. For most of us, when we're balled up like that, crying, it's a surrender. Okay? It's a surrender. We have all of the colors of the chakras here. So this is going to affect every area of your mind, body, and soul. But what is more distinguished about this particular card is that we do have stars on here. Okay, we have stars on here, which means you have been hoping, praying, and wishing, asking God, Spirit, whomever you believe in, for clarity. You've been looking for insight. You've been wanting to know the whys. And baby, here it is. The Spirit just came and dropped the bomb in your lap. Here it is. Everything is being exposed and revealed. Now, what is the truth that you need to hear right now for your journey? I also started out today's reading talking about the Mercury Retrograde with Lionsgate and this new moon energy. So the timeliness of it is here. Worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change the outcome. What was one of the questions that I asked you in the very beginning? Remember, I asked you, I know y'all ain't listening. It's Friday. Y'all doing what y'all do. Y'all just got me playing in the background. Let me break it down. Remember, I asked you, what is your driver for why you're staying in this situation with somebody? And I said, for some of you, you're afraid to be alone. You're afraid to start all over again. You're afraid to have to do what? And I left that as an open-ended question for you to answer. And you are free to share in the chat if you want to. And if you don't want to, that's your business, your prerogative. Ain't nobody judging you. We all been a fool in love. Okay? But my point is, the truth that you need to hear right now is that you worrying and rooting your why in fear is not going to change the outcome. Okay? It's not going to change the outcome. If you know in your heart of hearts that it's time for you to say goodbye, then it's time to just do that.
Goodbye.
There's no situation or no circumstance that is going to change a situation when it's dead. When it's gone, it's gone, it's gone, it's gone. When it's dead, it is dead, it is dead, it is dead. It is not coming back. And so many of you have been, me included, but so many of you have been holding on to dead weight for so long, and you wonder why you're on edge. You wonder why you're depressed. You wonder why you feel so tight and tense, and it feels like your money is stuck and your dreams ain't coming true and nothing's working in your favor. Look at all this negativity that you have around you all the time. Carrying the load of dead weight is not going to change the outcome. You can allow the time to go by all day long until you're blue in the face. But the quantity of years that you've invested into this connection does not equate to a quality relationship. And some of you have been mistaking frequency and consistency for quality. Y'all just bored. Y'all just bored. Y'all just doing stuff. And Spirit been telling you for quite some time, this ain't it. But you've allowed your fear to supersede your discernment. How does that work? Please make it make sense. If you know good and doggone well that your heart and your soul is telling you it's time to let go, why do you let your fear speak higher or more pronounced than your faith, your higher self?
Damn.
And many of you have honestly been having dreams about this. You're seeing things in your dreams. You're dreaming about things that you have never dreamed about, didn't make a lick of sense before now. And now it is here. Spirit has told you. The angels have told you. Everything is orchestrating and lining up for you to let this person go. But for some reason, you still holding on. And the question is why? Why are you still holding on? What messages do you have from the spiritual side? Spirit. It's being exposed and revealed. Your fears are being exposed and revealed. Your worst fears are coming to pass. Honoring. I am kind and loving. Change me, divine beloved, into one who Change me, divine beloved, to one who honors my emotions. Let me feel my feelings without judgment and release them. Show me how to be kind and loving to the child inside of me who needs care. So this may have been a situation where your inner child is accepting and tolerating things from a person that are unhealthy, damaging, irresponsible, compromising, hurtful. Yet you tolerate it and you accept it because you don't want to be alone. I would rather be alone and be happy and content than to be with a person and be miserable and suffering. And so many of you are suffering in silence right now. You've been knowing that you've been suffering in silence. And now that resentment, that anger, that frustration, that hostility, that thing is starting to come to the front. And that toxic is starting to explode. The things that you thought that you were able to hide all this time, you can't hide it no more, boo. It's coming up. It's almost like when you're sick and you have to vomit. And you know how you start getting that regurgitation, and you can hold it in for as much as you can. And the moment that you think it ain't coming, it just projectiles. That's what's happening here. Okay? Guides of the hidden realms, what messages do you have for us? This is about your healing, folks. We started out this reading talking about it. But your healing can't come without your wisdom and your discernment. Okay? You went through the lesson. You went through the test. Now you're learning the lesson. All right? So now you're being accountable to make better decisions. The true source of power. Divine will, integrity, power versus force. What did we start talking about in this reading today? Being aligned and knowing that you're aligned by being connected to the true power of source. That's where your discernment comes in. This is about you executing your free will, operating with integrity, and walking in your power instead of thinking that you can force somebody to do something differently than what they want to do. That's what this is about. That's what this is about. If you heard me say that when I first started talking to you guys, probably about 15 minutes ago, I want you just to go ahead and put the ear in the chat because I want to make sure you're listening. It's time for you to take back your power. Now, what's a sign that this message may be for the individuals who are watching this reading now and in the future? Spirit said you can't make no more excuses. All right, y'all. Spirit said y'all can't make no more excuses to justify your bull. Okay? Okay? You can't do it no more. It's time for you to stop making excuses to justify your bull. It's that simple. Said it just like that. And this ain't even, the onus is on you, not the other person. This is a you problem. Because these are things that you allowed. This is where you compromise. This is where you settled. And while in normal situations, this would not be a bad thing, in this case it is. Okay? Ancestry. We got the tree again. Okay? Honoring our roots. Okay? With the family reunion card. This card came up earlier this week as well, but this card is coming back out again. So you may be seeing a lot of trees right now. You or your person could be specifically an earth sign. Okay? But this is about the legacy. This is about how you have been raised. Going back to that inner child. That's going to be so important here. All right? How is this affecting them, Spirit? Overall, how is this affecting them? Where is this energy showing up? Abundance. This is about you tapping into your abundance. You have a lot of fears that have been drawing you to make decisions or causing you to make decisions that you're uncomfortable with making because you don't believe. You don't believe that at today's age you can go out and find you somebody else. You don't believe that there's plenty of good fish left in the sea. You don't believe that there's somebody out there that is looking for someone like you. You don't believe that. So that's where you make the mistake to choose to settle, and then you get frustrated when things aren't happening the way that you want them to happen.
Bruh, look at this dude.
It's time for you to have that confidence. It's time for you to stand on business, right? And not negotiate your worth, not negotiate your self-respect, your dignity, your integrity. Don't do none of that. And you've been giving all of this away in exchange for what? In exchange for what? Now, as we start to pull additional cards to tap into the energy of the individuals that are in question more specifically, I remind you, take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. Our first clue, there's an air sign involved in this. We have a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius third party somewhere. And just because we talk about third parties does not necessarily mean that this particular individual is a romantic third party. It could be a platonic third party, all right? We will find out more information about said third party, but there is a third party involved that is a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. What is the T? Creativity steals your ideas, copies your work, duplicates, and feeds off of you. Okay, I mentioned briefly earlier, you may feel stifled with this person. Okay, you may feel blocked. And let's be clear, when we talk about creativity, creativity is not always limited to things that are artistic. Okay, it could be the way that you think. Maybe you think outside the box. It could be the way that you strategize, the way that you move, the way that you dress. It could be creativity, can be a plethora of different things, but it definitely feels like there's a suffocating energy that is so insufferable here. Like, just feels like there is a gray cloud over you and this person, but this is not your cloud. They have their own drama, their own BS, their own things that are clouding your space, is infiltrating your space. Okay, and let's be clear, they are very much so some of an energy vulture, excuse me. They feed off of you. You may be also giving this person ideas on how to do things. They're definitely stealing your ideas. Definitely stealing your ideas. What's the news? Okay. Paranoid, insecure, guarded fell out. Paranoid, insecure, and guarded. Remember, we spoke about the fear? Here it is. What are you so afraid of? What are you so afraid of? What is keeping you from wanting to move around and do you? I want you to think about that. And I want you to write it down in the chat. What is your fear? I want you to name it, and I want you to release it. But I want you to release it by putting it down in the comment section and let me know right now, what is your fear? What has you paranoid? What has you stuck? What has you afraid? Because this is really going to be the crevice of why this is so important for you to do what you need to do. Okay, this is why you need to do what you need to do. So I want you to write down what your fear is so we can release it once and for all. Because at the end of the day, if a person is not choosing you, you're optional. And it feels like this is not a choice that they're willing to make. This is not a compromise. This is not a decision that they need to make. It's not even that they need to. They choose not to make it. It's about paranoia. What lies beneath all of this? This person has been showing you all this time how they feel about you. You just didn't want to believe it. But if you really be honest with yourself and look over the course of your relationship with this person, they've never shown up for you. They never offered their full and best self. They've never been fully available and vulnerable with you. They benefit from this connection every which way. Expecting new beginnings. So someone could be pregnant and with child. Remember, we were talking about a third party situation. Hopefully this is not the third person, the third party that's here. Okay, but somebody is expecting, and now the plot just thickens, y'all, because you know why? Not only is she pregnant, but there's already a child here in the underarm of this man. Like, between, if you look at it, So she's not only pregnant with the child, but there is another child there. So this person, the third party person, could be already like a pre-existing child's parent. When we look into the broken mirror, Spirit, what do we see? The hardest pill to swallow would be seeing somebody walk away from you and move on and give that person a life that they never gave you. And that's okay if they didn't choose you. Okay? The broken mirror says this is a soul contract. So these are soulmate, a partnership, and a spiritual union. This person could be a twin flame that we're talking about, but there definitely is a soul contract. Okay? Soulmates, partnerships, spiritual union. Okay? But not all soul contracts, let's be clear, not all soul contracts are positive. A soul contract can be karmic as well. We would just like to believe that they're positive. Spirit, what is the true emotion here? Three cards just flew out. Mirroring is here, okay? So it's kind of like a monkey see, monkey do, monkey see, monkey do here. It very much so could be a twin flame situation, which I know all of us want to throw those away, throw the baby out with the bathwater. But then the living in the moment card also came out here, okay? So perhaps it is highly likely that you have been living in the moment and not really looking at things on a macro scale or looking at things from the grand scheme of things about how this relationship really should be and not be. You've been skating by. Weeks turns into days, turns into weeks, weeks turns into months, months turns into years, and you look up and y'all never really talked about the framework of a relationship. You never talked about your expectations and what your goals were. You never talked about anything. Y'all just living in your moment, thinking that the grass is greener on the other side, you know. But life is everything but a beach chair, okay? It's everything but. And it feels good when you're going through it until the thick gets going. And that's when the things hit the fan.
Oh my God.
Life get real fast. And I feel like you definitely have hit your old skit moment. It's time. You are being asked to move forward towards the dream that you have been carrying in your heart. It is time to bring it out into the world. You're ready. It is time. Here's your confirmation. It is time, people. It is time. You don't get another chance to rethink about it. You don't get another chance to circle back. You don't get none of that. Right now, it is time. The clock is ticking. It's time for you to bust a move. Spirit, what's the cosmic energy here? Use your heart and not your mind, because your mind can deceive you, but your heart will never lie to you. Transformation. Transformation is the soul's evolution, and we have a butterfly here. This is about your overall change. You're going through an evolution, and it's time for you to focus on you. Focus on your healing. Focus on your life plan. Again, this is where it goes back to knowledge, understanding, wisdom, and discernment. What is the yin and yang here, Spirit? Past suffering, past affecting the present, lack, betrayal, victim, let the past go. Everything we've been talking about so far. This is about you letting your past continuously affect your future. What is a true crime here, Spirit? Outer space. You may be feeling like you're in a fog. You're not here in earth. Like you feel like your mind is elsewhere. It feels like you definitely may have been in deep thought a lot about what is happening, trying to process, trying to organize your thoughts, trying to put together the right words. You're trying to be thoughtful. Like your mind is in a fog. You're clouded. Unsettled. Okay, this is where it goes back to what we talked about with your willpower and being connected to source, because everything is about to be exposed and revealed. Okay, your wounds, your fears, those true and superficial fears. Lastly, what is blocking this situation? What is blocking this situation? Okay. Sex only. Either you or your partner only wants sex, except that it's okay to reach for more. So basically, what this is suggesting is outside of sex, what do you have? Outside of sex, what do you have? Okay. Whew. This is heavy, and we just at the first half. All right. My Lord. All right, I want you to go ahead and drop those zodiac signs in the chat. Drop those zodiac signs in the chat because I want to know whose business we finna get into. Person A, it's time for you to leave this thing alone. Your past suffering is contaminating your future. Okay? It's time for you to go through this transformative shift that spirit is trying to get you to, which is going to require that discernment. Okay? Which is going to give you in return wisdom. All right? It's time for you to stop living in the moment. Stop trying to tuck your head in the sand and act like what's happening is not happening. Stop being paranoid. Okay? And last but not least, this is about you understanding that not every soul contract is here for the long term. Even soul contracts have expiration dates. Person B has a third party situation going on with the air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This could be a baby mother or baby father, ex-wife, somebody who has children, ex-wife, ex-husband situation. There's definitely an ex situation here where there's already a child here and there is another one on the way. Okay? They may be mirroring you right now. There may be a lot of animosity, a lot of strife, a lot of arguing. Very touch and go, very sensitive, right? Very this is an ugly situation. I ain't gonna lie to you. Okay? But this person is not home, okay? They're not in their right mind. They're very much so spaced out right now. Probably stressed to figure out how they gonna tell you this news about this other child that's coming in the picture. And lastly, they're feeding off of you. They're still not your ideas. They duplicate. That's that mirroring. Okay, that's that mirroring. You know, partners can be jealous of you too and your success. Nobody wants to admit that, but that's a real conversation that people can be your partners can be jealous of you. All right? So to go ahead and drop those zodiac signs, because we finna figure out whose business we finna get into. Remember, I do my readings for Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. So just because I don't call your element, don't mean you gotta leave because you're a cross watcher. You could stay. You welcome to the table too. We listen, we don't judge. We get messy though. We about to zoom in, look at these details, and come on out. All right. So let's see whose business are we finna get in. Here we go. Why did I cut the deck, y'all? And then Three of Swords was at the bottom of the deck on one side. I can't make this up. The Three of Swords is here, but then you got the happy home. The Four of Wands. Heartbreak. This ain't the happy home or situation you thought it was going to be. Whew. All right. Spirit, who is person A? Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. All right. Person A. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Where are all my water signs? If you or your person is a water sign, go ahead and drop the water sign in the chat. We are talking about Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. You are coming in, person A. I can't make this up. You are coming in as disappointment, abandonment, withdrawal, escapism, walking away and leaving behind.
Anything else?
You over it. You're over it. You sick of it. Sick of the itch. And how be it that today we're talking about this on August the 8th, the Lionsgate portal. And the card that we're pulling on today for your energy is the number 8. I talked about that earlier in the beginning of this reading. You don't believe me? Go back and watch the replay. All right. Water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpios. Drop that water sign in the chat. Now, person B. And please keep in mind that the energy can be inverted. Okay? So you could be person B feeling like person A. It's okay. It could be inverted. All right. Person B. Who is, well, doggone. Person B is a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Where are all of my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You are coming in as the Knight of Swords. This is ambitious, action-oriented, driven to succeed, fast-thinking, defending beliefs. All right? Defending beliefs, the Knight of Swords, okay? So if you or your person is a water or air sign, I tell you this every time. These people do not belong together. But if you or your person is a water or a air sign, go ahead and drop it in the chat, all right? So now that we know whose business it is, let's get to it. This is where the cards meet the message of what we've been talking about all this time. If y'all ready to get into it, I want to see those magnifying glasses, magnifying glasses, magnifying glasses, because it's time for us to go there. Here we go. All right, y'all. So what is going on with my water and my air signs today? Y'all, why the Four of Wands is at the bottom of the deck again? This is about what you thought your happiness was going to be on. What your happy place was going to be. Your forever, forever, ever. Forever, ever. Forever, ever. Yeah, you thought it was. I ain't going to hold you. As a Pisces, we be living in a fairy tale. Until we wake up. And that's probably where that discernment is coming in thick from, too. All right, here we go. All right. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Pentacles here, y'all. Okay? So the overarching energy that is here is that we have the Queen of Pentacles. Okay? This is someone who is accustomed to taking care of their business, don't have a problem with being nurturing, being loving, being devoted, like doing whatever it is that you got to do. Okay, you take pride in taking care of your home. You take pride in taking care of your family. This is about things that matter to you, things that represent your faith, the things that are beautiful to you. This is all the things that make you smile. Okay, this is everything that you hoped and wished for, and you enjoy being in that energetic space. All right, here we go. What is the present energy of person A? Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. The King of Wands. All right, the King of Wands. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, you are trying to recalibrate that energy of knowing what it is that you want and going after the things that you want. You have been in such a fog for so long, you honestly don't know if you're going or coming. You are trying to figure out, now that I am awakened to the fact that it's time for me to leave, it's time for me to move on, it's time for me to choose me. What does my new normal look like? All right. What does my new normal look like? And I'm not going to lie to you. This is very scary. This is very frightening. This is very sad for you. It is heartbreaking because, like I said, this is someone that you thought was going to be your forever, ever, ever. You never saw this as being a end date, something that was going to ever expire.
Forever, forever, ever, forever, ever.
And now that you've come to the awareness that it's just missing something, the energy has always been off. It always has been off. But now that the revelation has started to sink in, now that the awareness that this is not improving, this is not going to change, that has been very daunting and heavy for you. And so, while you may still be therein, you are really thinking right now and strategizing on how to come out of this. And where do you go and what do you do from this point on? Okay? Now, if you are feeling like person A right now, I want you to put the strong arm emoji down in the chat. Just flex your muscles, because this is really what this is about. You getting stronger and wiser and feeling more capable of being able to go forward without that fear, without that hesitation, without that sadness. Okay? Now, person B, that didn't take long. Person B is coming in as the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Okay? Person B is being very, how do I say this? Naive, very impulsive, very like sporadic. That's the word. Their energy is very sporadic. They're doing things because they're paranoid. They are paranoid as well, right? They got all this other extra drama going on in the background that they trying to keep quiet. But then they also sense that there is a shift in your energy as well. And so it's like they keep coming up with these. It feels like they're playing mind games with you. It feels like person A, they are so overwhelmed with the things that you don't have visibility to that they kind of are like just so absent. And this is where it feels like that mirroring is picking up, because you've withdrawn and you withheld your energy and they're doing the same. You think that they're mimicking you, but really they're pulling back because they're trying to strategize and plan, like, how am I going to make this work? How am I going to come and break this news? Like, that is none of this about this situation over here is going to ever go well. Never, ever gonna go well. Okay? So we know that. They know the minute that that truth comes out, that's gonna be the beginning of the end. But what they don't see is that the beginning of the end has already been in flight. You've been checking out gradually over time, person A. And person B is over here like trying to prepare themselves to make sense of their irrational, illogical, unjustifiable behavior. Okay? Now, if you're coming in as person B and that resonates with you more, I want you to go ahead and put the little shrug emoji down in the chat. Let's just tell the truth, because you don't care. You don't care. You just doing you. You don't care. You don't care. And it's really sad because you act like your behaviors don't affect nobody, and they affect everybody, including yourself.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Now, person B, this is also Spirit's way of dealing with you. All right? Now, what is favorable about this situation? All right? What is favorable? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, you have options. You're not bound to stay with this person. You're finally waking up and realizing that, yes, you've been stuck in a rut with this person, not wanting to give up, not wanting to cave in, not wanting to quit. This is Spirit's way of saying you have choices. Abundance is all around you. Okay? When you tune in and tap on into that true source of power, your free will is more pronounced. It is more potent. It is more durable, because when you're tuned in and one with God, things are revealed and exposed to you. And whatever your worries are, it's irrelevant, because you have full trust and hope in the fullness and the operation of God as it stands. You know that it's going to work out for you. However it works out for you ain't your business. But you know and you trust that it is going to work out. And what Spirit is trying to tell you is you need to open up your eyes and pay attention. Stop worrying about the things that you can't control, because that's so immaterial. In the grand scheme of things, this has nothing to do with anything. Abundance is all around you. Stop being fearful of moving on with your life and start giving yourself some credit to live in the moment, go through your transformation, and stop allowing your past self, your past hurts, your inner child, the things that your mom and daddy coulda, shoulda, woulda, did not do. Okay? Stop letting that affect who you are today. Do the work. You have knowledge. You got understanding. You got a little bit of wisdom. Now it's time for you to act with discernment. But for some reason or another, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, you holding on to this as if you're confused. And what I'm here to tell you is, God does not give us the spirit of confusion, but of peace. Okay? Does not. And what I'm also trying to tell you is anytime there's confusion in place, that means there's a lie somewhere.
What the this cannot be.
So that's what that is. Spirit is telling you today, you got options. You got a bunch of options. You might not want to choose them, but you got options and you have choices, okay? And it's time for you to put the pedal to the metal. That's what all of this is about, all right? Now, what is consequential about this? Like, if we keep on going down this path, what exactly will happen? Here goes the infidelity, y'all. I told you, we got the Empress in reverse. Keep on dealing with this person if you want to. The truth is bound to come out, and the truth is going to set you free. This person been cheating on you. I want you to look at it real nice and real good. I told you early on there was a third party person here. They're another air sign. They are pregnant. Okay, it was sex only. It was sex only. See, what makes it so complicated is the fact that when you have a dynamic like a blended family with somebody, it's not suspicious, or it shouldn't be suspicious, when they still are in conversation with each other, because they have to communicate. Especially if you have young children, as it is in this picture right here, you got to communicate. You know, once you get to the teenage years, preteen years, sometimes, yeah, it lighten up a little bit where you don't have to deal with that person as much. But in them early years, them adolescent years, you got to deal with that other person. So if you got to meet that person to, you know, drop off baby, pick up baby need this, whatever, it's not uncommon that you got to see this person. Now, what is uncommon is when y'all still messing around with one another. And let's be real super clear here. If you got a person who stays with baby mama, baby daddy drama, and I hate those terms, but I'm going to call it what it is. If you date somebody who has baby mama, baby daddy drama all the time, let's be clear. It's only because they still dealing with each other in romantic ways. Okay, I'm just going to tell you. If people cut and split evenly, it's not a big deal. You don't think about that person. Y'all get into petty arguments, but it ain't all of that. Okay? In this case, I said it earlier, excuse me, and I'm going to say it again. There's a lot going on here with this dynamic. Okay, with this baby mama, there's a lot going on. I mean, obviously there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on for real right now. But in real time, there's always a lot going on in this instance, in this situation. Okay? And it's unfortunate because while you may have suspected, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, that something was going on, you wanted to trust and believe that there was nothing going on. Remember I said earlier that your biggest fears are going to come true? Remember I said that when I was talking about things being exposed and revealed and what your fears are? Here it is. And honey, when I tell you, you're not going to find this out because the person told you. No, that's too much like right. You know how you gonna find out?
There are multiple video evidence, social media evidence.
Social media. Social media. You have been beefing with this person from time to time. Y'all don't like each other. You can't stand each other. And this is the way that they're going to be like, I told you, Darnell was still my man. And if I wanted Darnell, I can have Darnell. Okay? That's how it is. I hate to tell you, that's how this is about to fall. So get ready to play that game. All right? Now, the question is, what is this trying to teach you right now? What is the soul lesson underneath all of this? And it's the Two of Pentacles. Okay? You're going to have to stop riding this emotional roller coaster, going back and forth, knowing to do something and not wanting to do it because of X. I know it's time for me to leave. I know I need to leave. I don't want to leave because I'm afraid to leave. And while those things may be true, you're settling for a person who does not offer you the same level of love, care, consideration, devotion, honesty, transparency. Like, you're giving all these things to this person just for this person to meet you halfway with nothing. And so this is definitely starting to weigh. And this goes back to what I said in the beginning about you recalibrating what that vision is. I leave you and then I do what? I move on and then I do what? What does my new normal look like? What does my new life look like outside of Darnell? Okay? What does it look like? And that's why Spirit is telling you, don't be discouraged, become encouraged, because you got options. But with said options, you got to make up your mind. Stop vacillating back and forth on which way the wind blows and how this fool make you feel at that time. Because the more you stand here and you go back and forth, the more you're going to make poor choices and bad decisions and stay on this dead end street that has no escape plan for you. I'm just giving you clarity. Now, what needs healing here? Let's call it out so we can breathe and work through that. Hey, boo, hey. The King of Pentacles. Now, remember when we started this reading, I pulled out at the bottom of the deck that we were talking about the Queen of Pentacles. That was the undercurrent here. The Queen of Pentacles. I'm good. I just took a break. Now, with this King of Pentacles here, okay? Spirit is telling you today, and I hate to repeat this for verbatim, because I literally just said this 2 days ago when I did that reading. But Spirit is trying to challenge you to step outside of your comfort zone and understand that everything that that glitters is not gold. Okay? It looks like this person got it going on. On paper, this person looks like a great candidate, a great guy. They have all their things together. You know, they're responsible. They got a decent credit score. They got a good job. You know, you travel, you do this, you do that. It looks good on paper. But what the paper ain't telling you is that you're crying your eyes out at night, that you're not sleeping, you're full of anxiety, you're full of grief, you're full of anger and resentment. And you're questioning, and when did I make the right decision to stay here? Like, these are tangible questions right now. And what Spirit is saying is, you need to stop making your decisions based on what you think a quality life looks like, because there's abundance all around you. You got choices. Abundance is all around you. You don't have to be stuck in this and be with this person to achieve a life that you're not even really happy with, to be honest with yourself.
Everybody fake now.
Okay? If you be honest with yourself, you know good and doggone well you don't like this like that. You got the fear of missing out. You got the fear of missing out. You got the fear of walking away. You got the fear of being, you scared of your own shadow right now. And honestly, it's okay. Because had you not come to the end of yourself, you would have never been ready for the transformation that you're embarking upon. These things had to happen, and in this order. In order for you to be able to grow and to evolve and to become the lady or become the man that you're predestined to be. Stop worrying about what's going to happen next week, next month, next year, as you are with this I need to figure out what am I doing energy. Be present in the moment. Go with the flow. Stop being so paranoid, cautious, and insecure and guarded. You so afraid you gonna miss something. And ain't nothing here for you to miss. But for some reason, you're afraid. And the question is, why are you so afraid? What is it that this person is offering you that is so immense that you can't live your life without it? What is so grand? What is so promising? What is so needed that you can't live your life without this person? So what are you being asked to grow into? What shift is being asked of you in order for you to sign up, show up and be in alignment with your higher self? Y'all, it's right here. The Lovers. Major Arcana. This is the first major arcana that we had today. This is about you and what you envision love to be and not to be. You got decisions. You got choices to make. But this is also reflecting that, or acknowledging that everything is not going to be linear. This is about how you see things, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You think that things got to be lateral. You think that things have to be in exact order. Things don't, when spirit work, a whole lot of things that don't make sense occur. And there is no justification for how, when, where, why, half the things in your life. When you really analyze the blessings in your life, none of it make no sense how you got there. All you can say is with a straight face,
God did.
That's it. That's it. That's all you can say. So this is challenging you to change your perspective on partnership, change your perspective on how you analyze things, how you move, okay? How you prioritize. Because you're making somebody be, what's the word? You're making somebody be on a pedestal that don't even deserve the step stool. And that's what's being exposed and revealed to you. You have been honoring, you have been You have been operating with the best of intentions and with the purest of heart, with your genuine motives, and have not been asking for a lot, but you have been offering everything in all of the right ways to all of the wrong people. And this is what Spirit is trying to teach you. It's not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of the people you have chosen and how you view relationships. Got to look like this. Couples got to be doing this. Da, 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 da. Don't allow the spirit of comparison for what you see on social media to override the quality of life that you are worthy of having. We got to get past the quantity of things and start evaluating the quality of things. Who cares? This man could take you on a trip every month out the country. If that's what you got, that's what you got. But when you come home, you empty. But you got good content for your social media. How important is that? Don Frizzy says, she sure has. I've been trying to tell her that sometimes we block our own blessings. I mean, absolutely. And here it is. At the bottom of the deck, we got the Tower in reverse. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, you have been trying to hold on. I said this from the very beginning. You've been trying to hold on to this for so long. You've been trying to prolong it. You just don't want to face reality. But I hate to bust your bubble. What you think is real ain't real, boo-boo.
I want to apologize.
What you think is real, it ain't real. You over here bragging, talking about this brand new gold ring. Baby, that thing is gold plated. Okay? All that glitters isn't gold. Now I want to pause here and ask you to be honest with yourself. If there has been anything that I've said to you that has touched you, okay, and resonated with you, I want you just to put a candle in the chat, because I want you to take the moment and the opportunity to reclaim your light, reclaim your power, and reclaim your destiny. Put the candle in the chat. Now let's see, what are some of the nuances and clarifying details that we need to recognize about this? All right, if you're ready, I want to see those candles in the chat. Here we go. Now I want to remind y'all, while y'all just over here listening, hit that like button, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, because I know you're listening. I see you. All right. Now, before we wrap this story up, let's go deeper, and I'm going to pull clarifying cards based on the 7 cards that we've already pulled so far. And with that, I am going to evaluate the nuances and add texture and more further context to this message. Okay, there could be new layers, hidden motives, hidden agendas, and deeper truths. Okay, I want you to pay exceptional attention to this, because this is where the aha moments really show up. All right, this is where it really comes home. So now what? What is my Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces supposed to do? Get the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay? This is that clarity, that aha moment that you've been needing all this time. It's time for you to really give thought to doing what you need to do. We've already talked about it. You've been prolonging it. You don't want to make the choice. You don't want to make the decision. You don't want to go through the heartbreak. You're fearful. But Spirit had already said it's time. It is time for you not only to let go of this, but to let go of all the past wrongs that have hurt you. Take back your power. Can't nobody do nothing to you that you don't allow. That's the beauty of free will. And so many of us sit here and we allow other people to disrespect, humiliate, drag, betray, All of those things. But at the end of the day, when you knew that it was happening and you continue to stay, it is now your fault. You are now the blame. If you know better, you do better. But to know better and to continue to sit and allow somebody to do the things that they do, not even behind your back, but to your face, it is blatant disrespect. Now, what are you supposed to get from this? You got the Five of Swords. Okay? In reverse. This is that inner conflict within you. Okay? This is your inner conflict. This is about you knowing to do what you need to do and still fail to do it. And the question is, why are you still failing to do it? You are not the first or the last person that's going to break up with somebody, move on from somebody, dump somebody, get dumped by somebody, get cheated on by somebody. That stuff has been happening from the beginning of time. Honestly, it is. But that's not where the buck stops. This is about you getting your confidence to where it needs to be when you say, and you move on. Don't allow what someone else to, that whatever, let me rephrase. Don't allow what someone else did not value to devalue you and how you feel about you. What they couldn't do for you don't make you the problem. They weren't meeting expectations to begin with. They left a lot to be desired. But you were comfortable. And that's what Spirit is challenging you with right now. As you sit here and meditate and plan your exit strategy and try to figure it out, you got choices. You got options. But the way that you view relationships is what keeps you in this space. And that's the internal conflict that you got. This is about your growth and your transformation. Until you change how you perceive things, you're going to continue to repeat that pattern, I regret to say. But now it's like, yo, we got to do something different around here. Things going to change. Oh, Sophia home now. That's how you got to look at it. What else, Spirit? We got the Temperance. Okay, this is going to teach you about balance, moderation, okay, how to better manage situations. This is the second major arcana today. So not only is it changing how you think and how you perceive, but it's also making you stronger in that regard. This is about how you show up and how other people perceive you. It's nothing wrong with being loving and doting and, you know, all of those different things, but with balance. Don't let nobody take advantage of your kindness. And you've allowed this person to play in your face, to play on your face, to play, just play. And now your life has evolved in a place to now you have the evidence thereof. This is the evidence thereof. This person is unserious, ain't serious, ain't never been serious, could never be taken seriously, but you did because you loved them. And there's nothing wrong with that. But here's the thing, it's time for you to move on. It's time for you to move on. There is nothing that is here that is going to allow you to stay here. There's no joy. There's no laughter. There's no compatibility. There's no companionship. There's no camaraderie. There is no communication. I mean, when you really evaluate the relationship for what it is, holistically, the bottom bin fell out. But yet, here we are still trying to hold it together. And the question is why? In your mind, you think that by holding it together and by staying in this connection, this makes you successful. Because you could say, oh, I've been with Darnell for the last 5 years. Okay. But the question really is, has Darnell been with you?
Get that garbage out of here.
Is Darnell with you in spirit and in truth? Or is Darnell just with you because he's trying to keep the peace because his name ain't on the lease? I mean, let's have some real conversations here, people. Your reason for being with this person is not the reason why they're being with you. And that's what's being exposed. And that is what's being revealed. That's what Spirit is trying to tell you. It's time. It is time to let it all go. And you have every reason and every right to sit here and say, I'm disappointed not only in myself, I'm disappointed in how I allowed this to evolve. And I am disappointed that I am grieving the loss of the vision of what I thought I had with this person.
I am disgusted.
And it's fair and it's valid. But what's not satisfactory is for you to walk around here acting like ain't nothing going on when you really suffering in silence.
I'm in pain all the time.
What, again, I must ask, what is it that they offer you that is so good that you feel like you just cannot let go? How much longer do you stay in this situation with this particular person, knowing that they're never going to show up in the full capacity and the full capability and have the bandwidth to love you the way that you deserve and have articulated to them that you want to receive your love? Every time you get into this conversation, this mother trucker want to start changing the subject, shutting down, picking fights and arguments, and then they get ghosts for days at a time. Well, now you know why they getting ghosts for days at a time. Because they juggling. They juggling. And now we have the evidence of what they've been doing. All them days they've been nitpicking at you and picking fights with you and wanting an excuse to get ghosts and whatever. The truth is here. And it's nasty. It's funky. It's foul. It's deceitful. It's betrayal. It's dishonesty. It's the disloyalty and unfaithfulness. It's all of those things. But I'd rather you to know today that the things that you've been feeling in the pit of your stomach that you refuse to acknowledge, the things that you've been trying to avoid, you can't ignore this truth no more. So now what? What do you do now? Now that you're sitting here and your whole life has fallen apart, And if it hasn't fallen apart just yet, it's going to be very, very soon. And while you're rightfully so upset and crying your eyes out and can't eat, you can't sleep, you know, nauseous, all the things, because those are your emotions speaking. Those are your physiological responses to the feelings that you're harboring, and all of which are valid. As you're sitting there wondering, how did I get here? What do you do with that? How do you fuel the next version of you, the 3.0 of you?
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
So what do you do? Let's find that out. All right? And as we do so, I want you to think about what is being said and what has not been said. I want you to think about what you have seen and what did you not want to believe. And lastly, I want you to think about whatever feeling or emotion that you need to process today in order for you to be prepared to walk through this for your greatest and your highest good. That's what I want you to think about. But before we get to this final closing thought, I just want to give you a quick way reminder that new merch has dropped. So you can go ahead and check out that merchandise that is available to you for purchase at my links and or at the bottom of this video if you're watching the playback. Also, booking for one-on-ones appointments or personal readings are available only through my website at PiscesTarot.com. Spaces are limited and are moving fast. And lastly, if you have not already hit that follow, subscribe, or that bell so you get the notification so that you never miss a message, go ahead and do that now. And make sure that you hit that like button, because this is pulling on me. I'm about to go to bed after this. All right? So here we go. All right. Let's bring it home. I know we have talked about a lot of different thoughts, feelings, and emotions, the chaos, the clarity, the choice that you have, what is being revealed, the potential prophecies, and all of those things. And spirit can light the path, but it's up to you to really walk it. All right? So what does that mean? What is the final outcome for this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio dealing with this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius in their third party situation? Why I say Aries, Leo, Sagittarius? They're not an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I didn't misspoke. That's how you know I'm tired. All right, here we go. Final outcome, Spirit. The final outcome that only you will know, Lord. Thank you. This person that I'm talking about also may be a business partner and or been talking about starting a business with you as well. They may be using that as an excuse to stay in contact with you. Some type of business venture. But they won't be successful. You won't help them with it much longer, and they will be unsuccessful. They can't do it without you. The blessing is on you. It's not on them. And for some reason or another, you don't have the confidence to do this on your own, so you're using them, and they're using you. But really, Spirit is saying you can do this by yourself. All right? With your eyes closed. Now, what is the final outcome? Here we go. Here it is. The Nine of Cups in reverse. This is going to become so unsustainable and so uncomfortable that you're not going to be able to continue to go down this path, no matter how much and how hard you try. It's not going to be conducive, folks. Okay? That's the first thing. The second thing is this Justice card in reverse. This infidelity will be revealed. And it is going to be very much so uncomfortable how these biases, these accusations, all of the business is going to be on Front Street. I already told you. This is going to be hell on wheels. And I hate to tell you, but it's my job to prepare you. This is going to be very embarrassing. You ain't gonna like it. But things are happening the way that they need to happen in order to get you. Wow, you got nothing but three major arcanas back to back. Things are going to come out against you. It's going to be very much so unfavorable. You're not going to like it. People are going to be judging you, but this is going to encourage you, right? Once all the truth starts to come out with this star card, this is going to relight the path and reunite that fire, that passion. It gets you all excited to walk in your free will because you know that worrying about it ain't going to change it. The truth is going to be exposed and revealed. Dang. Remember we talked about the ancestry tree at the beginning of this? This is where the ancestry is coming from because it is pregnancy. It's here. You got somebody over here that is pregnant. There is infidelity. That's why you got family tree. And it's already with a pre-existing co-parent. That's the best way I can say it. All right? As these things, your unhappiness comes to that boiling point. It's going to get to the point where you cannot sustain down this path no more. And that's where your full transformation, bringing it full circle, is going to come from. With the Death card. That's what's going to help you morph into your transformation of your soul's evolution. The contract is over with. You're free. It's time for you to go and do your thing.
Oh my God.
You've been trying to hold on to it forever. Operating in unclarity, operating without a clue. With that Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, it wasn't for you to figure out. This just had to run its course. And while it didn't feel good, why it felt like this was just I've been there before. And I'm just going to say this with empathy. I've been there before where I've been so gun-ho about being with somebody, loving somebody, fighting for this person, and doing everything under the sun to try to get them to see me, want to be with me, want to choose me, want to value me.
2,000 years later.
And you spend all this time and all this effort and energy trying to get somebody to see you who's blind to begin with. And I'm not saying that to pick at anything. What I'm saying is there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can say to make somebody see you when they're unprepared and unwilling and incapable of seeing you. Trying to make them see what you got to offer is such a waste of time. It's void. But these things have to run its course so that you can have better, stronger confidence and self-love and self-esteem. Because when you choose and you don't allow other people to choose you, you choose wrong. It's time for you to be chosen, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. It's time for you to rise up. Stop allowing other people to just dismiss you, talk to you crazy, disregard, belittle you, be condescending towards you, disrespectful. Time's out for all of that. It's 5 places we said we wasn't going to go this year. Back and forth, up and down, round and round, in and out. Now it's time for you to be like, you know what? You got to go or get off the pot.
You raggedy bitch.
I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I had to get it out. Okay? If you know what I'm talking about, I want you to put that pointing finger in the chat. Because it's time for them to go. Now, Spirit, what are some angel numbers that this person may see during their transformation to let them know that they're in alignment and agreement with you? Give me some angel numbers for them that they will see during this process. Now, during, and after. 1111. Okay? 1111. 1111 is intuition. Trust in yourself. Your inner whisper is working hard to let you know what is guiding you. Listen in. What is it saying? Feel it. Where is it telling you to go next? See it. Close your eyes and allow. Trust the path that you are on. If this ain't everything that I've been telling you about, y'all, leading up to this, it's about discernment. We started talking out about that. It's about your wisdom. But most of all, the discernment, okay? My intuition speaks to me and I listen. I trust that all things are happening for a purpose. Did I not just say that? If your intuition is speaking to you right now, I want you to type in a chat or in the comment section below, my intuition speaks to me and I am listening. What is some shadow work, Spirit, that both parties need to work on during this time? What's the shadow work that Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio need to work on at this time? Well, 2 cards just fell out. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, you need to work on your anger. Use it as... Didn't I just say this? Use your anger as fuel to transform. Did I not just say that? If you heard me say that, I want you just to raise your hand up in the chat because I just said use this as fire to get your confidence back. I didn't may say it in that way, but that was the situation I implied, okay? Use it as fire to transform and not to destroy. So this is about you overcoming rage, frustration, and resentment, and rightfully so. You feel violated. You feel abused. You feel like you've been taken advantage of. You feel like you wasted your good and precious time. This Gemini, Libra, Aquarius need to work on projection. Seek the truth within before painting fingers. This is about them trying to throw blame on somebody else, deflecting and putting up accusations. It ain't nobody's fault but yours that you couldn't keep your dangling in your pants. Okay? That's what you need to work on. Stop blaming everybody else for your own insecurities and work on your own self. Work on your own self. Because everybody always know. You want to sit up here and play the victim and project and deflect and do all them things and knowing that you was the dang gone corporate of the problem all this time. But then you want to run around here.
What more do you want from me?
And at the end of the day, don't nobody want nothing from you. At the end of the day, you can control what happens to you. You want to be irresponsible. You want to be juvenile and act like nothing has of any consequence. Well, here it goes. You didn't care, so why should I?
Who gives a shit?
Lastly, angels. What message do you have for Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces as they go through this transformation? Let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. Did I not just say, not even 10 minutes ago, You got to let this run its course and do what it's going to do. I literally said this. You can't control the outcome here, baby. You got to let it unfold, run its course in order for it to evolve and do what it needs to do. So I want you guys to ask yourself today, seriously, what surprised you today and what hurt? Most of all, recognize what healed you at the same time. This is your opportunity, folks, to choose growth over guilt and power, not people pleasing. Choose your peace and not the same patterns over and over again, doing the same things over and over again. It's freedom season, y'all. It is freedom season. Whew. Now that was a journey. All right. And I want to thank you so much for trusting your journey with me, your girl Mimi Lightseer over here at Pisces Tarot. If this has stirred up something in your soul, subscribe, like, and drop a comment in the section below and let me know what hit the hardest. Again, personal readings are made available to you right now through my website at PiscesTarot.com. Merch is live, so claim your vibe today. And remember, I will never, ever, ever, ever DM you for a personal reading, okay? To protect yourself, make sure you always are interacting with official channels. And I will be honest with you. If somebody's talking to you in real time, 9 times out of 10, it is not me. Okay, I'm just going to tell you right now, it is not me. All right. Now, to my day one, guppies, my newest stars in every divine sign and so in between, thank you so much for showing up for me. Most importantly, thank you for all of those who are gifting me not only your time, your talent, but your treasure. I appreciate you pouring into me as much as I've poured into you on this Friday night. Happy Lionsgate, happy Mercury Retrograde and new moon. So let that ish go today. Okay, let it go. With that being said, I want you to keep in mind that everybody is fighting a battle that you do not know about always and that you cannot see. So remember to be kind, patient, and gentle with others as much as you are yourself. How people treat you is not your business, but how you respond is. So make sure you leave a little bit of love everywhere you go today, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Bye.